basically, the more our fans drink, the more songs we'll hopefully get on the album, you see. So that's kind of, you know.
It is my absolute pleasure to bring on my friend and colleague and lovely client and Pluggin Baby, Scotty from This House We Built. Yay!
What are you doing? You all right, Em?
I'm good, thanks, my love. It's been a little while since I saw you at the Call of the Wild Festival.
Yeah.
And that was great. Great to catch up. How's everything been this year?
It's been magic. Big magic roller coaster ride, which is, hasn't ended really. We've got a couple of weeks downtime, and then we're at Wakefield, and all sorts of things going on towards the back end of the year. So
very good. It's been an action-packed roller coaster, as you say, and I am very pleased to be working with the band now because you have put out a rather special album. So we're going to do 4 questions, and we're going to just start with the who of This House We Built. So over to you.
The who? Well, we're a small band from Barbados Scarborough. I'm actually from Pickering, which is just down the road, but the other lads are from Scarborough. We've been all playing a few years, you know, although we all look about 18, 19. You stand back a really long way. We've been playing in other bands for years and years, and we put this together over COVID. It was a bit of a kind of ring each other up. All us guys, well, 3 of us guys, I've never played in a band before together, but we've always wanted to, but the opportunity's never arisen. So I think over COVID, when none of us were gigging, we had a few phone calls made with each other, and we just said, why not kick a few song ideas around? And that's how it started, yeah. And then we just started forwarding WhatsApp little ditties and things like that, like you do. Yeah, and eventually we came up with a few tracks, and we figured, like, right, let's be serious about this, and let's try and put an album together. So that's kind of what we did. And then once we'd got enough songs to do this album, we were in and out of the studio with masks on, 1 at a time, then 2 at a time, and it was really bizarre. But we got it done, we got it over the line, and then as we came out of COVID, we had a nice shiny album to put out there. So see, that was good.
You did.
Yeah.
So it's a COVID album. I didn't know that, but I know you formed around that time. So you were in there masked up and everything then. That's
right. Yeah. Very strange. So yeah, you know, normally I've been used to writing a song, taking it out on the road, playing it, and then sort of molding it to how you think. But this was ass about face, as you can you say ass about face? But no, sorry, we'll chop that bit out anyway.
We'll chop it out of the radio.
That's the first little edit for you.
It's fine for YouTube. It's fine. You can get away with more on the old videos. So just tell me how you decided on the name, This House We Built.
Yeah, we were going to call it Doghouse because we practiced when we could do in our shed at the top of the garden, which is called the Doghouse. So we thought, yeah, let's call our band the Doghouse or whatever. And we discovered that there's about another 20 bands called Doghouse. So after about 3 weeks of choosing names, our drummer at the time, Ozzy, came up with This House We Built, and we all kind of said, well, yeah, that's cool. It's sort of what we're trying to do, trying to get this thing together. And so, yeah, and that was that.
Very good. And you've already alluded to where you are from. So you are from Pickering. Do you call that North, or is it East Yorkshire?
North Yorkshire. Is that?
Oh, you call it North Yorkshire, do you? And Scarborough, is Scarborough East Yorkshire as well?
Yes. My geography doesn't go out of Pickering, unfortunately, but no. Yeah, it's East Coast, but it's still in North Yorkshire, I believe, yeah. So we've got Wayne Dowks White on bass. He's from Scarborough. Andy, Big Andy we call him, because he's a small guy. If anyone's 65. Andy Jackson, he's from Scarborough. And we've got a new drummer called Chris Mays, and he also lives in Scarborough.
Okay, so when you do your rehearsals, I'm sure you do, is that in Scarborough or is that at yours?
That's ours, yeah. Yeah, they all come in one of those milk float kind of things, you know. Well, it's an electric car, but I call it a milk float because you can't hear it, and it sort of sneaks up on you when you're not looking, you know what I mean?
Very nice. What's the scene like in Scarborough then? fun?
Yeah, fish and chips, arcade machines, and donkeys. Yeah.
Well, you can't go wrong with any of those things.
Oh, everyone likes donkey. So yeah, all good. We've just done our last gig actually was a festival in town. It had all the local bands. We headlined that one, which was fantastic. Yeah, really sunny day and lots of people out. So that was cool.
I saw the pics. It looked really cool. Like you had the town in your hands. It was lovely.
It was insane.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Well done. Let's move on to we've done who and where. Let's move on to why. So why music? How did you get into music to start with? Any whys for me?
Yeah, why? Well, why? Because when I was at school, like a lot of us musos, I didn't really concentrate much on doing my homework and things. I was too busy drawing Eddie out of Iron Maiden on the back of my maths book and things like that, So I've still got a lovely collection of Eddies that I drew years ago, Basically, I bought a guitar when I was 14 and a half. All my friends were buying them out of Kerrang, the Axe guitars. You'll remember them from when you worked with Kerrang, did you not? Yeah,
I did. Yes, yeah, I did 5 years of Kerrang radio, not the magazine, but the radio. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
So yes, I know which guitar you're talking about.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, we kind of all got into it, kind of sort of the late 80s, few different bands and one thing and another, and listening to you. Little Angels were a big kind of influence because obviously they were a Scarborough band, Toby. Obviously Ty Keto, Danny's helped us incredibly. So yeah, there was a lot of influences. Personally, King's X and all sorts. But yeah, and then going through the years in different bands, different cover bands. I was in a band called Audiogasm, and I think Wayne was in a band called Jagged Edge for a while, which were quite a big band back in the day.
So your favourite bands, you've already mentioned Iron Maiden with the Eddie reference. Who were your other favourite bands when you were a teenager, or your first people that you put on your walls as a kid?
Yeah, all the kind of earlier bands, like you got Ozzy, Zakk Wylde. Zakk Wylde was a big influence with my guitaring. And then again, I go to the other spectrum and like Dixie Chicks, Sting. But yeah, King's X were a big one growing up as well. I thought they were so cool how they were a 3-piece and they all sang. And I think that's something that comes across now with what I'm doing. We've got all 4 guys in the band, almost like another instrument in the band, which is cool.
And you can take some time out every now and again, Scott. If you're a little bit tired, you can just sit on the stage and just let the other guys.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'll just
do something.
Sit near the drum kit and just twiddle away. Yeah, that's
just twiddle. Have a cup of tea, whatever you fancy.
Yeah, with my Eric Bristow finger.
Anyway, let's move back onto this house we built. So, what are you working on at the moment? What are you promoting? I mean, I know the answers because I work with you, so I know all the answers, but you can tell everybody. So yeah, what's going on?
So yeah, we've got a lot of things in the pipeline. We're currently starting to demo tracks for our new album, which we're going to be recording back end of this year. Once we've finished the Thai Keto tour, the winter Thai Keto tour, which Danny's been incredibly kind to let us perform on that, which we're dead excited about. So yeah, that kicks off the back end of November. What else have we got? We've got
Danny's a big fan. Let's talk about Danny. So you went to see Danny's band. Was it Danny on his solo? Was it a solo thing? Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Thai Keto a number of times years ago when they first came over with White Lion and whatever, and I've been a fan ever since. And then basically when we did the album, when we did the first track, I cheekily sent him just a link, just saying, "Big fan of your music, Danny. Is there any chance of giving this a little wee watch and see what you think?" And he put a lovely 2 or 3 paragraphs on about saying sometimes someone sends you something they've worked really hard on. And ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to this house we built. So obviously his fans started looking, and it was like, wow. And then it's kind of snowballed, and he played a private gig in Whitby. There was no tickets left, and my sister actually put a name down just in case someone dropped out. As luck would have it, for the unfortunate 2 people who couldn't go because they got COVID, bless them, and I've been in touch with them ever since saying, so sorry, but anyways, things turned out we got the tickets, went to see Danny, and as luck would have it, we had our album mastered that week. So I took it, again, being a cheeky little monkey I took it on a little USB stick. And at the end of Danny's gig, I said, "Oh, you don't mind just having a little listen to this, do you?" And and it all kind of kicked off after that, really. Danny and Melissa got in touch saying, "We really like your stuff."
It's class.
Yeah.
Lovely. Danny has been great. I've seen him on interviews talking about you as well. So it's lovely. And so you're on the tour with them later on this year. Do you want to give the dates out if you've got them there?
We're supporting FM, another big band, at Guildhall in Gloucestershire. But then, we've got the Yardbirds, Grimsby, Bradford, Nuneaton, Blackpool. They're all supporting Taiketo on the winter tour. So, we cannot wait for that. That's going to be
exciting.
It's fantastic.
Very good. So that's happening. That's one of the what things that we're going to talk about. And Nobody's Fool. That's your little baby at the minute. Tell us about that.
Yeah. It was a tongue-in-cheek kind of song that it was one of those kind of wrote itself, to be fair. It was, Andy sent me a riff again over COVID, and he had this little ditty riff that sounded really cool, and ended up making a song out of it and basically sending it back to him, and he was like, "Yeah, this is cool, we can do this." And we all got together, all put our 5 pence worth in, and got it going. And it's a little tongue-in-cheek song about when you're young lads, you're going out Friday night, session, meeting, that's right, catching a girl's eye maybe you shouldn't have caught or whatever, and one thing leads to another, and you're thinking, "Oh dear, what happened there?" I'm sure we've all had one of those nights in our lives, possibly.
Not lately for me, not lately. I'm a little bit past it now, Scott.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So it's a simple little story. It sounds, sometimes they're the best, aren't they? And they just, as you say, they write themselves. And the video, we've got to talk about the video, which doesn't come across on the radio that great. But if you are listening to this now on the radio, do have a look on YouTube or wherever you see videos, and just type in "This House We Built, Nobody's Fool," because you will see this wonderful, wonderful thing in front of your eyeballs. So you tell us about that, Scott, then, because I'm not doing it a very good job here, but I like
it. No, it was we just wanted the video to be real fun, and I had a crazy idea. My little nephews, they're only like, what are they, 6 years old and 9, 2 little twins. So we had Ross, Bob, and Ted. And then our new drummer's little boy called Felix, who happened to be the same age as the twins. So we had this funny idea about them gate crashing us all going for a beer, and then them finding the keys in the door while they were playing football and going into our practice room. And then suddenly they're in there, and suddenly it's like a kids in a sweet shop sort of thing. Yeah. So they there's a lot of sort of mentions of kind of throwbacks to kind of 80s and things in that little room as well. And and it's kind of it takes you back to being a kid, I think, the Pac-Man and Goonies and Lost Boys and
Gremlins.
No gizmos were harmed in the making of the video, by the way. Mogwais, should I say. We had it wrapped up. I know the kids, we knew we were only going to get 3 hours tops out of them before they faded away, like kids do, and got strops and tantrums, but they were really good. We fed them Haribos for like 3 hours, and we managed to squeeze 4 out of them. So 4 hours jumping up and down, these little kids, bless them. So well done, boys. Something to show for 18 as well,
They did great. Maybe it'll inspire them to get into music as well. Who knows?
Yeah, that's right. They all play, and they're all starting to pick it up and everything.
Oh, that is
good.
Lovely.
Yeah.
It's a great video. So that is wonderful. The album has been out for a little while now. It's self-titled, This House We Built. It's a masterpiece. Scott is a masterpiece. Now, I'm not going to just say that to anyone, but I just think it's great. As I've said already, spoiled for choice on that. You're actually quite good, aren't you?
Not really, we just enjoy ourselves. And you know what? And that is all it's about, enjoying ourselves. And if it goes, we would love it to go wherever it'll go. And we're happy to jump on the roller coaster and see where we get off. But it's going pretty cool now. So, but yeah, we've got Dave Boothroyd to thank as well. He actually produced the album as well, recorded it in York at his 6dB studios, if anyone's interested. He did a fantastic job. He's going to be doing the second album with us. So thank you, Dave. Yeah. You made us all shiny and sparkly.
It sounds massive, doesn't it? Anyway, so we've done who, where, why, and what. We've done very well there. We talked about the upcoming dates that you've got. We've talked about you being amazing. We've talked about the video to Nobody's Fool, which is great. And what about this beer?
This beer we built, yes.
Is it the beer that built or the beer that brewed?
No, is it this beer we built? So it's like this house we built. It's this beer we built.
I don't know why I thought it was brewed.
Oh, look, here's one I prepared earlier.
Oh, let me see. Oh,
there we go.
This beer we built. I thought it was this beer we brewed. That's amazing. So you could actually, you've got your own beer.
Yes.
How's that happened?
Well, I've been friends with a chap called Phil Lee at a local microbrewery for probably about 30 years now. I used to go to school with his son. Not his son, sorry, his brother Andy. And anyway, for years I've played up there on New Year's Eves and things like that, and I've done a lot of organising. He usually has a big beer festival, so I've normally got involved with organising all his bands and things. So we came up with this beer we built. Thought, well, that'll be a good way of trying to get something to fund the next album, because we haven't got a record deal, and we figured if we can. Basically, the more our fans drink, the more songs we'll hopefully get on the album, you see. So that's kind of the thinking in that Madness in Mayhem. So, yeah.
Genius, mate. Genius. I love it. So are people drinking a lot of this beer you built?
Yeah, well, I think the band have drunk most of it, to be fair. So it's like, we're trying to get... We had a beer launch evening, and we did sell quite a lot, and I think we ended up drinking quite a lot as well, but it was a good night. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yes. So we're trying to sort of keep our little mitts off the beer, because obviously that's kind of not going to put much money in the old tin for the new album. So
you're drinking your profits, Scotty. You're drinking your profits. Absolutely. Stop it.
Yes.
Just send some to me. I'll drink it instead. I need to test.
I keep meaning to send people this beer, and I keep forgetting as well. So
this beer we sent.
Yeah, with this beer we nearly posted, but didn't.
This beer that has been drunk by the band and has none left for anyone else.
Yes.
It's good, though, isn't it? Because can you show us the can again? Or we call it a can, don't we? A can of beer. See, that's the band's logo, which is great. And then it just says this beer we built on the side. What alcoholic level do we have?
It's a festival beer. It's a 3.8, so you can drink it all day long or till the cows come home.
Now that's what I like to hear. I can't go more than a 5%, Scott. Not at my age.
No, and we figured it would be a bit stupid doing something too strong that someone has 2 tins, fall over and doesn't buy anymore. So if you can drink 10 of these, you've sort of slightly helped pay for a verse or something like that in one of the songs. And it says on it, premium lager beer designed by musicians. What possibly can go wrong? So,
absolutely amazing. Brilliant job. Okay, well, I think we've done more than 4 questions, as that always happens for me. Whatever. There's one question I do like to ask any musician that I talk to, and it is basically, if there's one thing about the music industry you could change, what would it be?
I suppose the internet has kind of come along and it's made it brilliant, but I suppose it's made the haystack a lot more huge with more needles in. So I don't think personally anything's really changed apart from the haystack's grown slightly bigger.
Yeah. Because you can get in the haystack, you're part of the haystack, but it's harder to, be that needle that comes out of the haystack, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think, looking back on the good old days when people were bringing picture discs out and material things, it was a great time. I remember saving my sort of money up and bringing the record shop on Wednesday I remember when the Guns N' Roses, I think it's Paradise City, and you could buy the Revolver one week on a picture disc, and then it had a holster pack that you bought the next week, and it almost like was magic that you could get these two bits and you could keep them. And I think music lost a lot of that personally. I think it's nice that this new wave of rock, I think it seems to be bringing it back. You know, people are getting excited about colour vinyls, and I hope that kind of, you can almost see that coming back in a way. Whether it'll ever be a big way, I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't like the way that, you know, bands aren't getting paid what they should be getting paid anymore. It just seems the way of the world. And obviously, yeah, you can get likes and shares, and yeah, it seems to be a number game now. You know, everyone's fighting for likes and one thing and another. But unfortunately, that's how it is. You know, that's how it's gone, I suppose.
It is the nature of the beast these days. If you haven't got 6,000 likes on a picture, then you're nothing, which is horrendous.
Yeah, that's right. So
It's
I don't like
horrendous.
that about it, to be fair. And I think we all almost get very, very kind of obsessed with how many likes we've got and how many things we've got and how many people like us. And I think that's the crappy bit of it all. If you know,
I agree.
But yeah,
they're the way forward.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's the world we live in, and we all love playing our music, and you know, to go down to, say, Love Rocks and have people, you know, in the bottom end of the country, or up to Scotland, and have people singing back your songs. You wouldn't have had that previously as well. So it has its pluses and, you know, pluses as well. So it's cool.
Yeah. You can be heard globally, but you are in you're a small fish in a big pond. No, it's good. It's the music industry is all right. It's okay. You just got to beware.
Yeah.
Not very nice people in it. But besides that, you know, get to see your little face, don't we? That's all right, isn't it, Scotty?
Yeah.
Well, it's been absolutely lovely to chat again. And thank you for taking time out. And good luck with the rest of the year. Enjoy those tour dates, and hopefully I get to see you soon. So thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much for having us. Yeah, take it easy, honey. All the best.
Thank you. See you later.
Bye.